Hello guys, I'm here with another Z.mote torch update. This was 6th revision and we have a perfectly working remote now. I'll try to keep the video as short as possible, but if you want to skip ahead, you can just click on the timestamps down below in the description. Okay, so let's start with the brightness settings, which is the easiest one. In order to access the brightness setting, you have to hold the right button and then turn on the remote. As soon as you see blue lights, leave it alone and you are in the brightness setting. So you can increase it or decrease it like so. So we are at 1 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level of brightness. Now it's going to go back to 1. Okay. If you want to get out of the menu and save the setting, you just have to long press right or left button. Doesn't matter which one it is. 1, 2, leave it, and you're in the normal operation mode. And now the second menu. Most of the things are happening in the second menu, and in order to access it, we have to press left button and then turn on the remote. It's going to go red, blue, red, and we are in the menu. Let me show you once again. Red, blue, red. What's important here is during that transition red, blue, red, you shouldn't touch this throttle because right at that moment it is calibrating the throttle. So let's do it again. I'm not touching it, just give it a wiggle. Red, blue, red, leave it. Now we are in the menu. We are greeted with two lights. What do they mean? So when you hit the left one, as you can see, this one goes red and blue. So what that means is when it's blue, Deadman switch is activated and this is deactivated. So you can leave it at any setting you like. And then the second thing is, this is kind of important. If you want to see the correct representation of your board battery, you have to set the correct S count for your battery. So it all starts with blue. I'm not sure if it's correctly visible on the video. This is a single blue LED, meaning it starts from the 8S, 8 series. So, and it counts up. So this is 8. And I press it just once. It goes 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 12S. It's all blue. So when it goes back to 1 and it changes color, so you just basically count up. So it is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13, it's just red. 14, 15, 16, 17. Now it's going to change color again, which is green 1. It's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22S. So this is the 22S. It goes from 8S to 22S. If I tap it once again, it's going to go back to 8S. Okay, so my battery is 10S, so I'm going to leave it 8, 9, 10. I'm going to leave this enabled. So if I long press one of the buttons, doesn't matter which one it is, it's going to save the settings and carry on with the normal operation. So holding one of them. Okay, now we are in the normal operation. Let me show you how you can bind the receiver to the remote. You can bind as many receivers as you want. You just have to enter the menu once again. Goes red, blue, red. Okay, now we are in the menu. As you can recall, we left it at 10S and enabled Deadman switch. In this menu, if I double tap the right button, it's going to initiate the pairing process. So double tap, it goes red, which indicates that pairing was unsuccessful. Well, no surprise because we don't have any power on the receiver. I can try as many times as I want. Okay, let me power the receiver and let me show you how actually successful pairing is done. So we have a receiver working right now. A slow blinking red light indicates that it is in normal operation mode, but there is no active connection. So in order to put the receiver into the pairing mode, you have to hold this button until it starts rapidly blinking. So holding it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so we are now in the pairing mode. So now if I go and double tap the right button, and let me show you this one as well, it goes green and it stops rapid blinking and it goes into normal operation. This means that we had a successful pairing. So receiver leaves the pairing mode and goes into normal operation, but we are still in the menu here, so you can adjust the other stuff if you want to. And holding one of them gets it out of the menu. So now we have a solid LED and this one goes blue instead of red. So let's start with the normal operation and lighting modes. When you turn on your remote, it's going to start blinking red, which indicates that it is in normal operation mode, but there's no active connection. If I turn on the receiver, okay, receiver goes red, solid red, which indicates that there is a connection, and it goes blinking blue. If I want to change the speed mode, I have to hold the right button, this one. It goes blue. Now we are in normal speed mode. If I hold it again, it goes red, which is the half speed mode. It's not actually limiting your top speed, it's just giving a half kind of throttle value on from your trigger. Battery check function has the priority over any of the lighting effects. So when you tap the right button, it's going to initiate the battery check function. Let's try it. So it is blue, which indicates that it is at or around 100%, and that is for the remote battery. If I hold Deadman switch and then tap it, it is going to initiate the board battery check. Since there's no battery is attached to the receiver, it shows red because like 0%, there is no battery attached to it. Okay, so if you want to activate your lights, you have to double tap the left button like so, and tapping once on the left one, it's incrementally going up on the effects like so. We have about 29 effects, 4 of them being like, as I call them, dashboard lights. And if you want to jump to them, all you have to do is holding the left button and it goes straight to the dashboard lights. I think it's kind of bright and it's not representing correctly on the video, but first 3 lights here corresponds to the remote battery. And these bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LEDs, these are actually showing your board battery. But again, we are not connected to any battery, that's why it is showing red. This one is showing your Deadman status. If you press it, it goes green, and you leave it, it goes red. This one is mapped to this 1 and 2. These ones are mapped to the throttle, like so. As you can see, it's changing. Second effect, this is completely dedicated to your board battery. Again, it is red because we don't have any battery connected. The third one, it is connected to your trigger. And if you want to be seen during the night ride, and this is the effect to go, and it is blinking white when you're neutral or at acceleration position here. If I go to the braking side, if I push a little bit, it's going to blink red and stay red until I leave it to the neutral position again. So again, like that. Okay, so you can go up on the other effects like so. If you tap it once, Double tapping the left button turns off the lights, and the effect you were in is actually saved, so when you turn them on, you go back to effect you were. If you long press the left button, it jumps straight to the dashboard effect, like so. Again, we are at the dashboard lights. Red bottom. These 1, 2, 3 lights, again, they are showing you the remote battery. This is the board battery. We don't have anything attached. And while we're at it, let me attach a bench power supply to my receiver and show you how it reacts to the voltage values. Let me turn off the remote first. Okay, so what I have here is my bench power supply, and I connected to the 46 volts at the moment. But since we set it to 10S, which is 42 volts maximum, let's set it to 42 first. Now we are at 42 volts. Okay, let's turn on the remote now. Now we are connected. Now, if I initiate the battery check, this is going to be a remote battery. This blue. If I hold down the trigger and then initiate it, it's going to initiate the board battery check. It is still showing red because I haven't activated the voltage. Okay, let's give it a go. Boom. It is 42 volts. If I initiate the battery check now, holding the trigger and then tapping the right one, it's going to show blue because it is at maximum voltage. We set it to 10S, which is 4.2 volts per cell, but it is snapshotting the voltage reading at that point when we tap the button. If we wanted to see it like in a streaming mode, we have to activate the dashboard lights like so, and observe the bottom lights because these are representing the board battery. So if I go down on the voltage, we are at 38 now. Okay, so I set the in the code I set the 3.3 volts per cell to be 0% for the battery level. So if you're at 3.3 volts per cell, now you know that it is kind of showing 0%, but you have a little bit of juice in your board to still go to wherever you're going. And if we up it up like that, after 4 volts per cell, it is not going to show any different color because it is the max which I set it in the code. Again, the second effect is dedicated to board battery. So now everything is board battery here. If we go down, and now we are at 0%. And it doesn't matter in which mode you are in. If you initiate the battery check, it's going to override any of the effects you are in. So this was the remote battery and this was the board battery. So we are at 32 volts now. Let's increase it to something 38, 39. And now initiate the board battery check. Yeah, it's correct. And these are some of the light modes that we have. Let me show them. And now we are back to dashboard lights. So back to 1. Board battery. And the night lights. That's it.